Topic of principle of mathematical induction. The name of the topic is a recursive definition, which we have to start today. Recursive definition. When we define a set or a function by specifying some initial conditions or initial elements and produce a new rule for constructing new elements, then such a definition is known as recursive definition. For defining a set or a function, when we require or we define initial values and produce a new rule for constructing new elements, then such a definition is known as recursive definition. A very good example for this is Fibonacci sequence. You already know because you are the student of computer science. Fibonacci sequence is a recursive definition, and it is defined by the relation f of n, and that is equal to fn minus 2 plus fn minus 1, and n should be greater than or equal to 2. And the initial conditions are defined here. F0 is 1 and F1 is 1. So these are the initial values, and for producing a new sequence of elements, the best example for recursive definition is of a Fibonacci sequence. Just see, n should be greater than or equal to 2. It means when you put n is equal to 2 here, you will be able to find out F2, that is F1, F0, that is F0 plus F1, and F0 is 1 and F1 is also 1, so that is 2. So when you put n is equal to 3 here, you will be able to find out F3, and that will be F1 plus F of 2. And we have F1, that is 1, and F2 is 2, so this comes out to be 3. Now similarly, if we repeat this in the same way, you will be able to find out the elements of a Fibonacci sequence. So just see, the previous elements are helpful in finding out the current elements. For finding out F3, we have to use F2 here. And for finding out F2, we have to use initial elements. So this is the best example of a Fibonacci or a recursive definition. In the same way, we can take the example of n plus 1 factorial. It can be written as n plus 1 into n factorial. And this relationship can be written like this. F of n plus 1 is equal to n plus 1 f of n. And we can have f of n, that is n factorial. And we can compute. Suppose we want to compute f5. So for computing f5, we need to put n is equal to 4 here. So for n is equal to 4, you will have 4 plus 1, and that is f of 4. So that is 5 into 4 factorial. So further we will have f5 into 4 into 3 factorial, and 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 factorial, and you will have 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 factorial. So ultimately you will have the value 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that is 5 factorial. So this is a sort of a recursive definition, and we can say that it is well defined by using the previous one. Just see, for finding out f5 we require f4 here, And for finding out F6, we must require 6 into F5. We require F5 and so on. So for finding out the current value, we require the previous elements or the initial values. So this is the induction process, some kind of induction definition, which is helpful in finding out the relationship between the current element and the previous elements. So this is also a very good example of a recursive definition. So Fibonacci sequence and this relationship are the best example of a recursive definition. Now related to that, we have a small question. The question is, we have given a relationship f from, this is a sort of a function m naught to z, and z is the set of integers, and n naught are 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. And you can also write down the elements of z, that is 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, and so on. So these are the two sets defined here. So they are saying that if f is well defined, then find a formula for f of n. And what is given to us? We have given f of naught, that is 1, and f of 1 is 3. F of n is equal to n minus f of n minus 1. F of n is equal to f of n minus 1 for all n greater than or equal to 2. Now this is we have to do. And, this is also be the application or a good example of a recursive definition. Now we have given some values. F naught is 1, F1 is 3. We can see it as the initial values. And now we can find out F naught, F1, we can find out F2 now. And for F2, we should have, by using this relationship, F of 1 minus 1, and F of 1 is 3 minus 1. So this come out to be 2. And because we have to create a relationship, and 2 can be written as 4 minus 2. Similarly, f of 3 can be calculated by using this relation, that is f of 2 minus 1, and that is 2 minus 1. This come out to be 1, and again 4 minus 3. This is the relationship we have. And similarly, we can calculate f4. F4 is, by putting n is equal to 4 here, you will have f3 minus 1. So f3 is 1, and that come out to be minus 1. So this come out to be 0, and again write down a pattern in the pattern form. This is 4 minus 4. Just see, we are trying to form a pattern. It means the sort of kind of a relationship will be f of k. If we write down in terms of k, so that is fk plus 1. fk plus 1 करिए यहाँ पर, and that is equal to f of k minus 1. And if you use what is f of k, and f of k can be written as, have the value of f1, f2, f3, f4. f1 can be written as 4 minus 1. f2 can be written as 4 minus 2, 4 minus 3, 4 minus 4. तो ये सारी वैल्यू 4 में से माइनस होकर के आ रही है. तो sort of 4 minus k we can write some kind of a relationship. 1, 2, 3, 4 की जगह पर हम k कर लेते हैं, and this one is minus 1. So that is 4 minus k plus 1. So this is the exact relationship which we want to find out. or the recursive definition, fk plus 1 is 4 minus k plus 1, and the condition together with this is k should be less than or equal to n. Okay, n हमारे पास क्या है, that is less than or equal to 2, greater than or equal to 2, sorry. a less than or equal to n, बट n जो है साथ में लिखिए ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू 2. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि जो n की वैल्यू है वो 2 या उससे बड़ी है, इसका मतलब ये है, और k की वैल्यू उससे छोटी है n से, तो तभी ये रिलेशनशिप बनता है. और इसी रिलेशनशिप को अगर हम n की फॉर्म में अगर हम करेंगे तो f ऑफ k प्लस 1 and f of k plus 1 is f of n, putting k plus 1 is equal to n. So f of n is equal to 4 minus n. And what you are getting? K plus 1 is equal to n. And what is the n we have? N is greater than or equal to 2. So this is the kind of a relationship we are getting. Just see. यही रिलेशनशिप बन रहा था. 4 minus 1, 4 minus 2, 4 minus 3, 4 minus 4 and so on. And यहाँ पर हमने कंडीशन लगा दी कि जो n की वैल्यू है वो जो 2 और 2 से ज्यादा ही होनी चाहिए. कंडीशन लगने के साथ हमारे पास वैल्यू आ जाएगी f of 2 की, f of 3 की, and f of 4 की, and f of 5 key, and so on. You will be able to calculate these values by using this recursive definition. चाहे आप रिलेशनशिप को k में रखें चाहे n में रखें. n में रखना इसलिए बेटर है because the statement was in term of n. This one. So we need to construct f of n. So that is more suitable in place of f of k. So Fibonacci sequence and n जो factorial वाला जो example था, f of n plus 1 factorial is n plus 1 into n factorial, ये example, and this is another example. These are the good examples of a recursive definition. Now, related to that, we have another, that is division algorithm. We generally study about division algorithms. Probably we start about division in class 3 or class 4 of mathematics. But a division algorithm we have already defined in a discrete mathematical algebra in the topic of group theory. So let A and B are integers and B is not equal to 0, then there exist unique integers Q and R such that A can be written as BQ plus R, and your R is the remainder that should be greater than or equal to 0 and less than B, absolute value of B. Here Q is the quotient and R is the remainder. So this is the kind of a relationship for division algorithm. We can take a small example. Suppose we have 7, it is divisible by 2. So 7 can be written as 3 into 2 plus 1. So it means A is 7 and B is 2. So A is equal to BQ plus R, and Q comes out to be 3, R comes out to be 1. R is the remainder. So remainder is always less than divisor B. So 1 is less than 2 and it is obviously greater than 0. So remainder 0, exactly 0 means exactly divisible. Exactly divisible means 15 divisible by 3, we will have exact value, and the remainder in this case is 0. So this is the meaning of divisible or division algorithm. One more term which we will use, that is divisibility. Let A and B are again integers, and A is not equal to B is not equal to 0. So we can say that B divides A can be simply written like this in discrete mathematics. B divides A. Divide A means exactly divide. If there exists an integer, another integer that is C, such that B, sorry, A is equal to BC, and remainder in this case is 0. There is no remainder, so we can say that R is 0. Actually, we are using this principle division algorithm. So A is in place of there, B is also there, but in place of quotient, we are getting another integer C. So this is the case of exactly division. So we can say that this is a rule of a divisibility or exact divisibility. Or we can also say that B is a factor of A. Here, B is a factor of A. We have taken the example of 3 divides 15. So 15 can be written as 3 into 5. So in place of quotient, we have 5. So we can say that 3 is the factor of 15. But if we say that B does not divide A, so we can write down this symbol. It means it is not exactly divisible. So we can take the example 4 does not divide 11, but 4 divides 12. So this is the meaning of divisibility. डिविजिबिलिटी के केस में हम ये लाइन ऊपर नहीं डालेंगे, बट जब डज नॉट डिवाइड है तो ये वाला सिंबल हम डालेंगे. इट डज नॉट डिवाइड. डज नॉट डिवाइड मीन डज नॉट डिवाइड एग्जैक्टली. So we have another important result related to divisibility. Let A, B, C are integers, then the first part of the result is A divides B and A divides C implies that A divides B plus C. अब देखिए A B को भी डिवाइड करता है, A C को भी डिवाइड करता है, and we need to prove that A divides B plus C. So for this, if A divides B and A divides C, then there exist integers integers are Q1 and Q2. We can write on Q1 and Q2 such that B can be written as AQ1 and C can be written as AQ2. Now adding these two, B plus C is equal to A Q1 plus Q2. Now we know that Q1 and Q2 are integers, and if Q1, Q2 are integers, then Q1 plus Q2 should also be integer. Closure property of the set of integer we have studied in group theory. So by closure property, sum of two integer is always an integer. So it means from this we can say that A divides B plus C. Why? We can say that A is the factor of B plus C. Just like this example, 3 was the factor of 15. So this proves the result. Similar way, we have a second result. A divides B implies A divides BC for all C integers. Now, A divides B, so therefore there exists integer Q such that B is equal to A of Q. We can write dot, and Q is some integer from the set of integers. And now BC can be written as A Q. In place of B, we can put this value into C. And you know that A, by associative property, AQ into C can be written as A into QC. This is by associative property of integer, because the set of integer together with multiplication is a group. We have already studied about it. So if Q is integer, C is an integer, then multiplication of two integer is also an integer, and we can name that integer is S. This is the new integer, which will be the multiplication of Q and C. So therefore B comes AC. It means that A divides, this is BC. So BC can be written as AS. So it means A is the factor of BC. So it gives us that A divides BC. So this was the result which we want to prove. And C is an integer for all integer. So this is for all integers possible. C कोई भी integer हो सकता है. One more important result of divisibility is A divides B and B divides C implies that A divides C. This is a kind of a transitive relationship. This has already been discussed in your class. Transitive property or transitive relationship. Just like that, a line L1 is parallel to L2 and a line L2 is parallel to L3, then L1 must be parallel to L3. This is a transitive property. So let us prove this. If A divides B and B divides C, then there exist integers Q1 and Q2 such that B can be written as AQ1 and C can be written as BQ2, new integers. So what we want to prove, C can be written as BQ2, and this one. So put the value of B here. So that is AQ1 and Q2. And we already know about it. If Q1 and Q2 are integers, and the set of integer is a group under multiplication. So the multiplication of a two integer is also an integer by closure property. So we can name it as S is equal to Q1 and Q2. That is another integer. So it comes out to be C is equal to AS. And we can say that A is the multiple of C. So A divides C. So this is the result we have. So in this way, we will be able to prove the result of a divisibility. Now we have another important result, that is using well ordering principle, prove the division algorithm. This is the result we have using well ordering principle, prove division algorithm. Prove the division algorithm. So this is another important property we must be able to prove. So by definition, if A and B are two integers and b is not equal to 0, then a can be written as bq plus r. We already studied about it. R is the remainder, and that will be 0 less than or equal to r less than absolute value of divisor b. Now define a set S in which we have element a minus bq, and b is not equal to 0, and a, b, q are integer. This is the set we have defined. S is the set of these kind of integers, and the well ordering principle says that every set of integers must have a least element. So now by taking q to be a negative integer, q यहाँ पर हमने negative side पर ले लिया है, and a minus bq, that is y. So q to be a negative integer, we can make minus bq as large as it is desired, and bq, इसका मतलब क्या है कि हम bq को इतना बड़ा बनाएंगे so that a minus bq की जो वैल्यू है वो ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू 0 आए. और ऐसा क्यों? क्योंकि इससे हमें पास ये प्रूव हो जाएगा कि एस में कम से कम एक एलिमेंट है. रिमेंबर, एस में कम से कम एक पॉजिटिव इंटीजर जरूर होना चाहिए, तभी हम कहेंगे एस इज ए नॉन एम्प्टी सेट. एंड this will from this we will be able to see that S is a non-empty set of non-negative integers. Non-negative mean positive integers. So by a well ordering principle, now we are using well ordering. By well ordering principle, S must have a least element. इसमें छोटा एलिमेंट जरूर होना चाहिए, least of the element, and we suppose that this is the element a minus bq is equal to s. This is the element we are going to take. Even r ले लीजिए, that will be better because that value is the remainder, and r should be greater than or equal to 0. And we claim r अगर 0 से बड़ा है तो डिवीजन एल्गोरिथम प्रूव करना हमने. दिस वन डिवीजन एल्गोरिथम के लिए r तो ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू 0 आ गया, तो क्या r लेस देन b मॉडुलस है? दिस इज वी नीड टू प्रूव. सो वी want to prove or we claim, एक ही बात है, r is less than b of modulus absolute value. उल्टा मान लेते हैं क्योंकि हम जनरली वेल ऑर्डरिंग में कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन प्रोसेस यूज कर लेते हैं. सो फॉर इफ r is greater than or equal to b modulus, if का मतलब होता है if possible. So for if mean if possible, we can take this. Then since r is greater than or equal to 0, we have already proved it, we can choose b to be a positive integer so that a minus b into q naught plus 1 should be a minus b q naught minus b. This is we are considering for proving the result. So a minus b, this is the new integer we are taking. q की जगह पर हमने, क्योंकि वेल ऑर्डरिंग में हम नया इंटीजर ले रहे हैं q नॉट. सो जस्ट लाइक हियर इन रेस ऑफ, क्योंकि एस में हमारे एलिमेंट ऐसे हैं a माइनस बी क्यू टाइप, a माइनस बी इंटू इंटीजर. यहाँ पर हमने ब्रैकेट में इंटीजर लेने, सो हमने इंटीजर कौन सा ले लिया? q नॉट प्लस 1. सो a माइनस बी क्यू नॉट माइनस b, एंड a माइनस बी क्यू नॉट से एक नया इंटीजर आ जाता है, दैट इज r नॉट माइनस b, and that should be greater than or equal to 0. आर नॉट ले लीजिए चाहे रिमाइंडर पॉलिसी से आर ले लीजिए, वो एक ही बात है. तो इन प्लेस ऑफ आर नॉट वी कैन आल्सो यूज आर, देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम. So that is r minus b is greater than or equal to 0. Thus, a minus b into q naught plus 1 is an element of the set S. But है क्या ये? a minus b into q naught plus 1 is less than a minus b q naught. ये इससे छोटा आएगा. क्यों? क्योंकि इसमें b कुछ सब्ट्रैक्ट हो रहा है. जैसे देखिए इसकी वैल्यू कितनी है, a माइनस बी क्यू नॉट माइनस बी. सो a माइनस बी क्यू नॉट से b कुछ और सब्ट्रैक्ट होगा, तो इस वैल्यू से अगर b और सब्ट्रैक्ट होएगा तो वो वैल्यू इससे छोटी होएगी. सो विच इज ए कॉन्ट्राडिक्शन. ए कॉन्ट्राडिक्शन बिकॉज हमने चूज करा था that a minus b q naught is the least element. Just see, S must have a least integer, this one, so a minus b q type. So if the least integer is this, and this is the contradiction that we are getting a new integer which is less than to that least. So by the contradiction process we can say that हमने ये लिख करके चला था, उल्टा लिख करके चला था. तो this proves that R is less than B modulus. So this proves the division algorithm property, और division algorithm prove हो गया by the help of well ordering principle. Now uniqueness is very important. क्या ये unique है? So for this we have to take A is BQ plus R, and that can be written as BQ1 plus R1. So A को हमने BQ plus R के बराबर भी ले लिया, और A को हमने BQ1 plus R1 के बराबर भी ले लिया, और साथ में लिख दिया कि R भी डिवीजन एल्गोरिथम की प्रॉपर्टी जस्टिफाई करता है, और R1 भी डिवीजन एल्गोरिथम की प्रॉपर्टी जस्टिफाई करता है. सो कंसिडर कर लिया. यूनिकनेस प्रूव करना तो सेम प्रूव कर देंगे. लास्ट में हम R को R1 के बराबर या Q को Q1 के बराबर प्रूव कर देते हैं. सो B इंटू Q माइनस Q1, दैट इज A. What is the value of B? B can be written as A minus R minus A plus R1. So we can prove because BQ minus B1, BQ की वैल्यू आ जाएगी A minus R, इसको इधर ले जाएंगे तो BQ1 की वैल्यू क्या आएगी? A minus R1. A can be removed and it will be R1 minus R. And what does it mean? This means that B is a factor of R1 minus R, or we can say that B divides R1 minus R. But R1 हमारे पास क्या है? Less than B mod, and RB हमारे पास क्या है? Less than B mod. So it follows that R1 minus R should be less than B mod. So which suggests that, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? R1 minus R is less than of B modulus. So therefore R1 minus R should be 0. एक ही पॉसिबिलिटी है, और कोई पॉसिबिलिटी तो है नहीं, क्योंकि जो R1 माइनस R है वो लेस देन और B mod है. तो इसका मतलब यही होएगा कि R1 माइनस R इक्वल टू 0, क्योंकि B डिवाइड करता है उसको. तो एग्जैक्टली डिवाइड करेगा तभी 0 आएगा. So this gives us that R1 is equal to R. So this proves the uniqueness of the remainder term. And in the similar way, we can also prove here D into Q minus Q1 is equal to 0. If R1 equal to R है तो ये वैल्यू 0 आ जाएगा. And from here we can conclude Q should be Q1. So quotient भी सेम आ गए, रिमाइंडर भी सेम आ चुके हैं. So thus we can say that Q and R are unique. So this proves the uniqueness of the result. So this is existing and the result is unique also. So this is a very good result and a very good way by which we can prove the result by using the well ordering principle. Or by using well ordering principle, we have proved the division algorithm property. Now we have a small thing related to this, that is a prime. We know that a prime is a positive integer p. It will said to be a prime if and only if the positive factor of p are p and 1 itself. Otherwise, it is said to be a composite number. Otherwise, it is said to be a composite. जो नंबर प्राइम नहीं है वो कॉम्पोजिट होता है. प्राइम वो नंबर है जिसको या तो वही प्राइम नंबर डिवाइड करता है या 1 डिवाइड करता है. द लीस्ट प्राइम इज 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 and so on. This is the set of prime numbers, and which does not come in this set. The numbers are composite numbers. So this is the difference between a prime or a composite number. So we can say like that 15 is a multiplication of 3 and 5. So 15 is a composite number and its factors are 3 and 5. But if we take 5 itself, 5 can be written as 1 into 5 only. So its factors are 1 and the number itself 5. So अगर किसी नंबर के फैक्टर्स या तो 1 बने और या वही नंबर हो तो वो प्राइम होता है, अदरवाइज a composite number. So this is the difference between a composite and a prime number. Now, related to that, we have a very important result, that is a fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So theorem says that every positive integer n greater than 1 can be uniquely expressed as a prime or a product of two or more primes, where the primes factors are written in the order of their increasing size. That is, n can be written as p1, p2, p3, and so on, pk, for some k belonging to the set of natural numbers, and p1 is less than p2, is less than p3, and so on, it is less than pk. Also, the product may consist of a single factor, so that a prime p is itself a product of primes. This is we need to prove. This is the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. इसको थोड़ा ध्यान से समझिएगा. We shall apply the rule of principle of mathematical induction, and we shall apply induction on n, and let Pn be the statement that n can be written as a product of primes. So this is the statement we have. Since 2 is equal to 2, 2 is the prime, and the minimum prime is 2, and its only positive factors are that is 1 and 2. So 2 is a prime, hence the result P2 is true. इंडक्शन में हम n इक्वल टू 1 के लिए ट्रू करते होते थे, यहाँ पर मिनिमम वैल्यू 2 है, and just see why it is 2, because the result is holding for n greater than 1 also. So n की वैल्यू 1 से बड़ी ही होगी, so that is why the result is true for n is equal to 2 here. Now assume that the result is true for n is equal to k. So we assume that pk is true for each 2 less than or equal to k less than or equal to n. That is, k can be written as a product of primes, and k के लिए हमने assume कर लिया है, and we shall prove the result for k plus 1. We show that pk plus 1 is true by induction process. So there will be the cases, two cases will arise. The first case is if k plus 1 is prime, then pk plus 1 is true by this assumption, because pk is true for every prime number k. So हर एक prime के लिए p of k plus 1 or pk is true, and the second case comes out to be if k plus 1 is not prime. So if this is not prime, it should be composite. So if k plus 1 is composite, then it can be written as, अगर ये composite है तो इसके कोई ना कोई factors होंगे, so it can be written as a product of factors or product of two integers r and s. R and s are integers satisfying 2 is less than or equal to r, less than or equal to s, less than or equal to k plus 1. क्योंकि ये हमारे पास प्रॉपर्टी ये एक तरह से ये जो n है वो क्या जो फैक्टर है k plus 1, वो हमारे पास ऐसे यूज करके लिखा जाता है, that is the product of a composite, and 2 is less than or equal to r, less than equal to s, less than or equal to k plus 1 by using this. Now by the induction hypothesis, both r and s, induction hypothesis ये कह रहा है, by induction hypothesis, both r and s can be written as a product of primes. This, so लिख लीजिए, both r s can be written as product of primes. This implies that k plus 1 is equal to R into S can be written as a product of prime. क्योंकि अगर R S can be written as a product of prime है तो R into S भी can be written as a product of primes. So अगर R into S को लिखा जा सकता है तो K plus 1 को भी लिखा जा सकता है because वो दोनों सेम है. So therefore P K plus 1 can be written as a product of primes. Hence P K plus 1 is true for the case of a non-negative integer. So by the principle of mathematical induction, by principle of mathematical induction, Pn is true for case of each non-negative integer n. Means to say that Pn is true for all positive integers. Hence the result. यही लिखना था हमने. This is the proof of fundamental theorem कि हम किसी भी प्राइम को एज ए प्रोडक्ट ऑफ प्राइम्स लिख सकते हैं और जो वो प्राइम है उसको बढ़ते क्रम में ऐसे इंक्रीजिंग the factors, prime factors can be written in the order of their increasing size. So P1 should be less than 2, should be less than 3. Mean सबसे छोटा जो प्राइम आएगा वो पहले होएगा, फिर दूसरे वाला प्राइम, उससे बड़ा और उससे बड़ा, ऐसे. So this is the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, and we can also prove the uniqueness of this result. And it says that uniqueness के लिए हम उल्टा मान लेंगे. Suppose if possible, और contradiction से prove कर देंगे. Suppose if possible, n can be written as a product of a prime or two or more primes. So in two ways. तो n को वो कह रहे हैं कि एज ए प्रोडक्ट ऑफ प्राइम्स तो लिखा जा सकता है, बट इन टू वेज लिखा जा सकता है. क्योंकि हम कॉन्ट्रेरी मान रहे हैं. P1, P2, P3 सो ऑन PR भी लिख सकते हैं और n को Q1, Q2, Q3 सो ऑन Q and into S भी लिख सकते हैं. Where PIs and जो your I क्या है, I is 1 to R and QJs and your J is varying from 1 to S, and together with that PI should not be equal to QJ. with साथ में ये भी लिख लीजिए P1 with P1 less than P2 less than P3 less than so on PR and Q1 less than Q2 less than Q3 less than so on QS. ये साथ में कंडीशन है. और now from 1 this is named as equation number 1. From 1 n divides, इसका सीधा सीधा मतलब ये है कि P1, P2, P3 और PR n के फैक्टर्स हैं और अगर ये n के फैक्टर्स हैं तो n must divide at least one of PIs. वो किसी न किसी एक PIs को डिवाइड करेगा ही करेगा. And this suffices that at least one of the factor on this side, right hand side of 1 must be divisible by n. And but QIs are prime, n must be identical क्योंकि QIs भी prime है और n को लिखा गया है as a product of primes. So n जो इसी तरह से n है वो राइट हैंड साइड पर QIs के भी डिवाइड करेगा, एटलीस्ट वन ऑफ QJ वो डिवाइड करेगा ही करेगा, और QIs PIs and QJs are primes, and n must be identical with at least one of Q1, Q2, so on Q of S. Thus हम क्या करते हैं कि हम सपोज कर लेते हैं कि n is equal to say Q1. Similarly, n is equal to say P1, क्योंकि वो भी उसी के बराबर होना ही चाहिए. So therefore P1 is equal to Q1. ये इक्वल आ जाएगा. और अगर P1 इक्वल टू Q1 है तो रिपीटिंग दिस स्टेप और दिस पैटर्न वी कैन शो दैट P2 is equal to Q2, P3 is equal to Q3. This should be P3. P3 is equal to Q3 and so on. PR is equal to Q of S. And thus n जो n को हमने लिखा था in two ways as a product of primes, ये सारे primes हैं. So n has been expressed as a product of primes. So और ये जो numbers हैं या primes हैं वो सीक्वेंस ऑर्डर में इक्वल आ चुके हैं. P1 is equal to Q1, P2 is equal to Q2 and so on. PR is equal to QS. इसका मतलब है n has been written or n can be uniquely expressed as a product of primes. इसको समझने के लिए हमारे पास सबसे बहुत ही आसान एग्जांपल है. सपोज हमारे पास कोई प्राइम नंबर 11 है और 11 सीधी सी एक बात है, इट कैन बी रिटन एज ए प्रोडक्ट ऑफ 1 and 11 ओनली. कोई भी प्राइम एज ए प्रोडक्ट ऑफ 1 और नंबर इटसेल्फ ही लिखा जा सकता है. सो एवरी पॉजिटिव इंटीजर, अगर हमने बात है, ये तो हो गई प्राइम नंबर की बात. अगर हमारे पास कोई पॉजिटिव इंटीजर है 2, so they are saying that every positive 12, they are saying that every positive integer can be uniquely expressed as a prime or a product of primes. Can be expressed as a prime or a product of primes. So now we are talking about those integers which are greater than 1. ये स्टेटमेंट में ही हमारे पास गिवन था. Just see, n should be greater than 1 and it can be written as a product of primes or a prime. So ऐसा कोई composite integer तो होने के chances कम हैं. जैसे suppose हमारे पास है 50, 12 can be written as 3 and 4. Now इसमें क्या है हमारे पास, एक तो प्राइम है, 3 is a prime, but 4 is not a prime. But it can be written like this, 2 into 2 into 3. Just see, 4 can be written as 2 into 2 into 3. Now this 2 is less than or equal to 2. It can be written as 2 is less than or equal to this 2 and 2 is less than 3. So we can say that your n has been written as P1 into P2 into P3. So what is the P1? 2, P2 be 2, and the last one is P3. But if we take, it means every integer can be uniquely expressed like this. अगर हम कोई और इंटीजर, कोई ये सेम इंटीजर ले लेते हैं 12 को किसी और वे में नहीं लिखा जा सकता है. So that is why uniqueness has been proved. और uniqueness is but obvious कि अगर हम इसको लिख भी देते हैं, suppose if possible, तो वो बराबर ही आएंगे. यही यूनिकनेस प्रूव करने का लॉजिक है। तो एग्जाम्पल से इसको हम बढ़िया तरीके से समझ सकते हैं कि 12 को हम एक ही तरीके से एक्सप्रेस कर पाएंगे, दैट इज 2 × 2 × 3, and that is the product of primes always. This is a prime, this is a prime, this is a prime. And suppose we take a 17, 17 can be expressed as 1 × 17. But remember, we are talking about a product of primes. 1 is not a prime. So ये वाला केस यहाँ पर omit हो जाता है. So we are talking about the numbers which can be expressed as a product of primes. So thank you very much. We stop here. We shall continue in the next class. Any question?